Hey, everybody, welcome to the Underground Gospel Show. Yes, this is episode number, for those of you who are counting and following along. Let's see, where are we here? We have number 116. Is that correct? Oh, no, that can't be right. Is that right? Yes, it is. It's number, no. This is 117. Somehow I got off track. So this is episode number 117. We've been doing this for a while, so running into issues and problems, but it's so much fun to do. I mean, I got to tell you guys, I really enjoy doing these for you. I love the comments. Thank you guys for sending in comments. Thank you for our patrons. Let's get the housekeeping done real quick. This is a safe place. It's a safe place to hang out. There's no swearing or trolling. If you like what you hear, remember subscribe. You don't really have to subscribe if you're on Twitch or Facebook Live. You're seeing it Friday and Saturday night. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube because you'll be notified that a new one's posted, and you can tune in and check it out and see what we got doing. This is going to be another kind of a fun one. I did one a couple weeks ago. There was a little clickbaitish. It was why I don't believe in dinosaurs. This one's going to be a little clickbaitish too. But let me get back into this real quick. Let's see. If you like what I'm doing, go to my website. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put the website on right now. Okay, let's do that. Get this little stream going. So that's at night-music.com. I'll be scrolling through the whole show from now on. So you can go there and you can, there's a QR code you can scan if you'd like to send me a couple of ducats. If you support what I'm doing, that's great. If you don't, please leave me a message. You can reach me. My email address is guitarforjesus@musician.org, and that's actually on the website. You'll be able to find it there. And you can go ahead and send me emails, send me some comments. This is going to be, I think, maybe a pretty controversial show. Whatever. I don't really like doing controversy too much, but I had some things happen recently. And I thought, you know what, this is a good time to let you know how I feel about this. So let's see, what else am I doing here? I totally got off my housekeeping list. Yeah, if you need live show information, how to contact me, how to support me for about the cup of coffee, my patrons get this about 4 to 6 weeks before, and this is scheduled to come out on 7/15 and 7/16, this show here. If you're not on Patreon, it will come out in August, in the middle of August. I have it scheduled for the 12th and the 13th. Yes, I have these things scheduled all the way out through November, folks. I'm actually in the recording studio right now, recording some new songs and getting some new, just having some fun things. And so I'm really, really watching my web browser here because I use a web app called StreamYard, as you probably know, to broadcast to you guys and to record this, to go live streaming. So it's a recorded live stream. Okay, I get it. And so where was I going with that? And so StreamYard, even though I use that as a recording, they go through Wi-Fi here at the recording studio. I don't have a network in the studio. Everything in the studio is done by Wi-Fi, including my recording software and everything like that. So it sometimes can get a little iffy if we have a lot of people. And right next door to me, I have a club going on. It's a children's group. It's a summer camp. And I think they have like 8 computers open. I know last time we had a summer camp, now they told me in July or in June that there wasn't going to be one in July. There is one. And they have about 8 computers open right now. So we'll see how we get it. Might get a little iffy. So I'm going to watch and see if the little broadcast button goes dead, because that happened. A show that's probably airing this weekend. A couple of times we've had broadcasts that have. There it is, right there. It's happening right now. Right now, as I speak, I got a little thing saying low connection is unstable. Try plugging in. Well, I don't have a plug, and so I don't know what they're doing next door. But for some reason, they're all searching on something on Google, and my connection is unstable. This usually is pretty good. It runs about 80 megabits up speed. And so, but when when they start watching movies, there's nothing I can do. It just slugs and dies. I'm going to continue doing the show, and hopefully we can get something out of it. Okay, so today's show is brought to you by Proverbs 13:24. Once again, one of those controversial proverbs or controversial things in the Bible. And I'll read it to you right now because this I think is pretty funny. And I hope this comes through. I don't know if it will or not. I might have to stop this and redo it later on if I'm not getting any better connection. And it does not seem to be getting any connection. It says it's unstable, so I don't know if it's still working, coming through or not. Gosh, let me see if I can do a little Wi-Fi speed test here right now and see what it's going up at. If it's under 6, it's not working, I can tell you. Well, it says it's at 79, 80. Okay, well, that's looking good. That's download speed is at 85. Upload speed is 34, 35, 38, 36. So it's 37. So it should be very fast. Okay, let's see if I'm still getting my my connection speed seems to be better now. So I don't know. It seems to have come and gone. Anyway, what I'm going to do is go here to 25. No, I'm sorry, not 25. It's 13:24. Okay, here it is. A refusal to correct is a refusal to love. Love your children by disciplining them. Okay, now the name of this is how the Christian way to beat your kids. And I'll tell you the reason why this came up. I was reading Proverbs with my girlfriend. Every morning we do our affirmations, and then we read a proverb a day. We meet at Starbucks in the morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. And we read a proverb a day, 31 days, 31 proverbs, works out pretty well. Well, this woman was walking by us when I read that passage, and she looked at me with the look of, oh, what's it called? Disdain, with like disgust. Just like disgust. How could you even think of doing that? And so that reminded me of a time about 20 years ago. Yes, I'm an old guy. When we went, my kids were in Cub Scouts, and we were invited by one of the other Cub Scout leaders to go to the church for Easter. And I thought, hey, what a great idea. At that time, I wasn't going regularly. I was kind of a CEO, Christmas and Easter only. And so I thought, yeah, I'll go check out their church for Easter. We didn't have one to go to. My wife wasn't interested in going to church at the time. So me and the kids packed ourselves up and went off to church. Had a great Easter. It was fun. Got to meet some new people. It was pretty cool. Went back the next week, and they said some things, and some red flags kind of went up. And I'm like, I don't know if I agree with this too much. I won't say what denomination it is, because it's probably not the same in every denomination. It was the pastor who said some things that were just like, that's not right. Went back the next week, and I mean, it was red flags all over the place. So I went to my kids when, they got a children's group, and I said, look, guys, here's the deal. There's too many red flags. I can't go back to this church. And my youngest son was like, yeah, I don't like it either. My oldest son said, well, here's the deal. I volunteered to help for next week, so you guys don't have to go, but, we're only about up 2 miles from the house. I'll ride my bike here because I told him I would help, so I'm going to be here to help. And I said, okay. He goes, but after that, I agree with you. Let's not come anymore. He goes, let me do what I said I'd do, and then we're fine. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. If you said you'd be here, you get us all, so we'll all come back. And I'm glad I did, because the next week was on this proverb. Now, the guy who was the pastor, this was at a school, and the guy was one of the counselors at the school. And he prefaced this whole message by saying, because he was a counselor, he had to be very careful in how he talked about this. And then he went on for the next 40 minutes on how to beat a child in a godly way. And I got to tell you, I was in the audience freaking horrified, absolutely horrified. All he talked was about spankings and about what to use, not to use your hand because your hand's supposed to be for love, and how to grab a spoon or a belt or a paddle. And I'm just literally just in shock. So after the service, I got in line to talk to the pastor as we were walking out. And I said, you just talked about how to discipline your child. And he's like, yes, I did. What'd you think? I said, you never one time talked about discipline. The only reason I'm here, I've been here since Easter, and the only reason I came back today, because I have a 12-year-old kid who had the discipline that even though his family wasn't going to support the decision, he had given his word. He talked about the disciplines of character and the disciplines of morals and the discipline of virtue and the discipline of, even though my family isn't going to support me in this, I gave my word. And though I'm 12 years old, I'm going to continue keeping my word. And that is what I think you're talking about, is discipline your child in the way they should go. Discipline them in character, discipline them in morals, discipline and values, discipline them in virtues. And the way you discipline those things is by demonstrating them. Okay. You show them what discipline is. When I told my son, you're not going by yourself, your family's got your back. We go as a team. Okay. That's the discipline of character. Now, discipline, it says in another version, discipline your children in the way they should go, and though they grow old, they will not vary from it. So if you're telling me, wait, okay, you beat your kids when they're children, 8, 9, 10 years old, do you think they're coming back to you at 28 and 38 to be beat again? They're not going to come back to be disciplined in the way they should go. Oh, Dad, I made a mistake. Here's the paddle. I'm 41 years old. Go ahead and paddle me. That's ridiculous. I've never heard of that happening. Now, there's a few times that I know some people have talked about spankings, but it's a whole different subject here. I won't get into that. That's more about the Song of Solomon and some of the things that go on in that book of the Bible, which we might actually cover someday if I want to do more clickbait. But needless to say, so when they talk about disciplining your children, it's disciplining them with character, disciplining them with morals, disciplining with virtue, disciplining with values, the value of honesty, and the value of what's the word that I'm looking for right now? Consistency. So, I'll give you an example. I'll give you another example. A few years ago, I got a little lazy. I started drifting. I didn't brush my teeth. I've had terrible teeth pain my entire life. I fell when I was a teenager and cracked a lot of my teeth. And every time I chew a piece of gum, literally, it was like $3,000 in dental bills, and it just got ridiculous because I'd spend $3,000 to $6,000 a year raising kids when I didn't have it, and or living incredible just toothache pain. So finally, a few years ago, I decided, hey, I'll do the easy thing. And I had a lot of the broken ones, just get them out of my head. So they pulled them out of my head, and it was great. But the problem was I was now not brushing regularly. I had been used to in my life brushing and seeing blood in the sink when you spit. I'm sorry to gross you out, but it happened. And so I didn't. So that was kind of gross. So I stopped brushing it. That way you don't see any blood. That makes sense to me. Needless to say, about 2 years ago, I went into the dentist because I had some problems, and the dentist looked at my teeth and like, well, what do you want me to do here? There's nothing I can do with these teeth. They're ridiculous. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, dude, have you brushed your teeth in 5 years? I'm like, I floss and brush occasionally, like what, twice a year? I'm like, maybe. And so I said, but at that time I was working on this discipline for myself, and I was setting up some new morning routines and afternoon routines. I was getting more into a disciplined life at the time. And I said, you know what? Here's the deal. What do I need to do? I know this is ridiculous because I'm in my 50s at that point, but what do I need to do? And he said, first thing, you need to go to periodontist, and you need to have them do a scaling and horribly painful, terrible, okay. Well, I haven't brushed my teeth in years. I got to do it. So I went through and had it all done. And then he said, look, you need to brush your teeth twice a day, and you need to floss your teeth once a day, and you need to rinse your mouth out once a day. And I had black stuff on the where my gums, and it was not pretty. So I went to periodontist, and I was checking my teeth, and I still had black there, but they had scaled it. And I went in for the tooth clean. The lady was like, "Wow, your mouth looks just like remarkably better." I still had periodontal, well, black stuff around the base of my teeth. I wasn't happy with it yet, but I did. And so, and she said, "What have you done?" I said, "Well, I told you when I was in here 6 months ago that I was going to start a routine of being disciplined." And so I did. I started brushing twice a day. I started flossing once a day, and I started rinsing my mouth out with Listerine. No big deal, but did it. Well, the other day I was brushing, and I'm like, I haven't seen blood in my mouth in over a year. It's been a long time. So I checked my teeth. There's no black. It's all gone. All my teeth are healthy. The gums are healthy. Everything's connected. There's no blood. There's no pain. There's no nothing. I mean, it's just like amazingly how it turned around. And that's just with consistency and discipline. So that's the message that I got from this. Discipline your child in the way they should go, and discipline ourselves in the way they go. You shouldn't reject God's discipline or God's correction, because He's not going to spank you. He's not going to paddle you. What He's going to do is say, "Look, here are the things you need to do daily. Every morning when you wake up, give a shout of praise. See my blessings throughout the day." That's all He's calling us to do, is to love Him and to see Him and to enjoy Him and to smile and to share. Not necessarily this message, but to share God's love amongst the people. And so that's all I had today. I mean, that's all that today was about. Was I guess I can look in here. Proverbs 13:24. You see it? And so that's what it is. I know that the title of this was "How to Godly or How Christians Beat Their Kids." Once again, that's clickbait, guys, because it's not about beating your kids. It's about demonstrating not only to your children, but to your spouse and to your employees at work, to the people who work for you and the people who work above you, to your clients. But uh, just discipline your, or I'm sorry, just show them your godly discipline, your character, your morals, your values, and your virtue. And and that and as you grow older, they will not depart from you, and you'll get benefits from them that you can't even imagine at this point. So now let's go to which songs did I pick out? Oh, I know the first one I did. Yeah, I was going to do this one. I haven't done this in a while. This is I think the oldest song that I do as far as I know. This was written about 800 and by Francis of Assisi. Let me make sure you guys can see my guitar here, because we want to make sure you know that I'm actually playing. This leg, bring this up. Okay, here we go. I gotta tell you, I've been watching my older shows, and you could see in about the end of last year, where the tone got better. And so there's been a couple times where it distorts a little bit. I think I fixed that now. And there's one other device I want to get that's going to make it's called the Tone Rev. Hope to get that real soon. And that should make it a little bit better, because some of the other guitarists on YouTube are using it and it works. I love the tones on their guitars. So hopefully I can replicate that in my playing, even though I play a lot differently than they do. Let me go ahead and stop that real quick. Here we go. Okay, those all creatures of our God and King, including you and me and children. So it's really funny when they say, "Is this made for children?" I'm going to say no, but if you are a child and you are watching this, tell your parents to demonstrate character and values and morals and virtue, and not pedals and whips and chains and I don't even want to know. So hopefully your parents are demonstrating virtues and standing behind you and have your back. That's all I want to say. And if they don't, I will have virtues and your back. No dogs coming on today. Free. Okay. So it looks like I have a buddy going up to Nashville with me, drop off gear, which would be really cool. Um, Let me see. What am I doing next? Oh, what's my next song? I gotta go back to my show list. Okay. Oh, this is such a good show. Anyway, it is well with my soul. Okay, the next song I'm going to do, this is a funny one. I'm not going to show you this one. I'm just going to play it on my lap because my leg's hurting. Sorry. I was at a show last night until I think I got home and in bed right around 1 o'clock, and then I had to get up this morning at 5:30 to meet for coffee. It's about time for this to go on, and I'm sorry, folks. Airplane mode. It's my fault for not putting it on airplane mode, but it is now. So there you go. Let's see. What am I doing? I tried Kumbaya. It's really funny. There's literally like 5 notes in that entire song. And when I was in Africa a few years ago, I got an opportunity to play some drums, and the look on the African's face, where I had one guy come over to me and say, we've never seen. They call white people Mzunga. He goes, we've never seen white people play African drums before. I mean, they play like Kumbaya on guitar, but they don't play. I just had to laugh because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really hard to dance to that song. But anyway, and I believe in dancing and praising and lifting your hands and having a good time in the spirit. So as you can tell, I probably, hopefully, have spread that out to you guys. I hope you get the idea that that's who I am. So go ahead and have a wonderful, wonderful week. We will see you here next week. In the meantime, I gotta stop this real quick. Okay, turn that off. Good. And so, because otherwise I'll run during the credits, and that's just no fun at all. And so we're going to start the credits, and you have a great week, a blessed week, and a week full of godly discipline where you can look at and show character and values and virtue and morals to the world. Because, I'm sorry, guys, this world needs it. So have a blessed week, and we'll see you here next week.